At some point, you're going to have a photography exhibition. It's going to be something that you worked for a long time to do. Gosh knows like how long it took you making the work. And obviously a lot of planning has gone into making that exhibition, right? Common thing that I've seen like photographers, amateurs and students do time and time again is they place so much focus on making the work and making the exhibition, they forget to do all the other stuff. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what that other stuff is. And it's actually really important, okay? Because exhibitions come and go. You'll have a finite amount of time to basically make the most out of your exhibition. So here we go. First off is choices, okay? There's lots of different places you might exhibit. I've exhibited everywhere from like cool little pop-up shows to art fairs to commercial galleries to photo festivals. Wherever you're going to exhibit is going to have different audiences. So it's always kind of important a way to think a little bit about kind of what it is you want to get out of that exhibition, rather than just hoping that some Simon Cowell-esque photography figure is going to appear and wave a magic wand and make it all better. Last year, I had Delphian Gallery reach out to me saying that they were going to ask me to be in a curated group show at the Saatchi Gallery called The Way of All Flesh. It was amazing. And yeah, I got that information while I was in a supermarket car park, sat in my car. It had been a tough day. I've been kind of looking after a very close family member who's quite ill. And yeah, you know, stuff like that, it sounds bonkers, just a little email, but this is the kind of stuff that keeps you going when you're kind of freelancing. So I knew I'd be showing at the Saatchi Gallery and I knew the work. They wanted to have these kind of infrared kind of close-up nudes that I did. Now, I like the work in my infrared book, The Unseen. I think it's pretty cool. A lot of it I might not want to have in my house printed massive. But in the context of a gallery with a really large space, I had a whole wall. So I ended up printing my photos 40 inches by 50 inches. It was huge. I made the decision with the curators just to have them clipped up. And again, I heard a lot of people at the private view saying, oh yeah, it's a really cool idea. And why was that a cool idea? Well, when you're exhibiting, you want to try and maybe match up your way of displaying the work with the nature of the work. And my photography was kind of aping medical photography. So having these massive steel clips made it seem quite medical. You know, they weren't x-rays, they were kind of something else. It had that kind of a vernacular, okay? That's a little buzzwordy thing, a little jargony thing, meaning it kind of exists in that same world. It's of that world. Obviously, they were clipped up as well, and they weren't framed or mounted. Now, in the past, I've had exhibitions where I've had different formats of display and mounting, from things being clipped on the wall, to things being in kind of reasonably high street frames that are okay, to kind of custom-made frames. And I've got to say, right, most of the exhibitions I've had, the work, even in those group shows of all my own work that are custom framed, they sell. It's a psychological thing. People see that work framed, they think, oh, it's framed, it can go in my house. Now, again, I didn't bother doing that with my giant, big, infrared, hairy nipples, because I didn't expect anyone to buy that work. Which I know is like, Ed, what are you talking about? You know.
You gotta be positive, Ed. You gotta be positive. You're gonna sell, buddy. Sell. Make it as a photographer.
Like, no, I'm realistic, and I know at the level I'm at, collectors probably don't know I exist, okay? It's a very kind of guarded thing, photography collectors. The kind of people who buy my work are the kind of people who want to live with my work. And I think that's really cool. And I know myself, I would not want to live with a big hairy nipple. But there's a bonus upside to doing this. It looked impressive, okay? It was a whole wall of these giant triptych photos. Exhibitions come and go. And I knew that the photos of the install with all the other artworks, with my photos kind of looming in the back, would look really great. And if I just made them really small or whatever in those wider shots, you wouldn't have had any context. So again, thinking like in the long run here, to have those lovely in-store shots of a show at the Saatchi Gallery, you know, that's like a dream, man. So to have that, that was really great. You know, I've probably exhibited my work more than 100 times, ranging, I said, from the whole gamut, right? And I've probably sold photographs probably in maybe like 15-20% of those shows, okay? Photography is a hard sell. But I will cover that in a later video about how I do manage to do it. But I said, in that context, it's a Saatchi Gallery. Yes, the work was for sale, but at the same time, it's kind of a public gallery. People are like, tourists are going through, people are just going to look and check out. It's a kind of a different mindset to places where people actively go to buy artwork. So yes, benefits of exhibiting. So here we go. Number one, and it's a word that gets a lot of like rip in photography, because a lot of the time people are trying to ask you to work for free, and that word is exposure. Now, in the context of an exhibition, well, exposure is great. You know, you end up having kind of, the shows can be reviewed, art critics can write about your work, and this all happened because of the Saatchi Gallery show, and it'll probably happen for some exhibitions if you have them and you organise contacting the press. Because often they're not just going to turn up, you need to do some groundwork for them, you need to write a press release, you need to do some nice install images. So again, that's the kind of thing you want to work on to let people know, hey, I'm having an exhibition. That can be at any level. That could be at local level, national level. You could target certain people who might have some kind of like involvement with the work, as in, what is the theme of my work? What is the subject of my work? If it's about some form of, say, environmentalism, you'd think, who are these people who are interested in this? I tried reaching out to like the medical establishment for my infrared photos at the Saatchi, because it was like kind of sort of the history of medical photography that inspired me. And obviously it didn't get anywhere, but I still tried. Obviously, a cool thing for me about the Saatchi show on the exposure level, it was for a long time. So the show was up from January to March, okay? It was a long run. And what that allowed me to do is it allowed me to keep reaching out to people while it was going on. I kind of staggered my press contacts, because I didn't just expect people to see the Saatchi press release or to see what was going on there. For one, I did a funny little YouTube video, right? Which is all about veins, and that kind of took off. And although, yes, I didn't sell any prints at the show, I probably made about £5,000 selling out my infrared book, The Unseen. So, you know, there's things going on here. And if I hadn't have made that video, but then I wouldn't have made the video if I hadn't have had the show. So all these kind of things kind of bleed into the other. Work begets work. What else? I reached out to Petapixel. There was some form randomly, so I just typed in a little bit of information, thought they'd get back to me and would have the usual journalists back and forth. They didn't do it. They just literally put an article out the next day. And my YouTube video that had been killed because of being given an 18 certificate kind of took off again on YouTube, which was kind of fun. So again, actively reach out to the photographic press, okay? Don't just have your exhibition and photos and think stuff's going to happen. Write a little press release, find a little cool hook, reach out to some of these people in the photo press. And again, it's different magazines, different outlets all over the world, to try and do your research as to who's doing cool stuff. One thing that an exhibition's really good for as well, let's say you've been freelancing a little while and maybe there's some people you've worked for a few years back and you've not really heard from them, we haven't reached out to them. It's a great chance to kind of rekindle those old contacts, being like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm still alive. Sometimes you'll get a reply, some like you won't, but they might be really busy. At least they know that you're still doing stuff, you're still out there, and that's also really cool. One other cool thing is I'm teaching at the Margate School, and I did a London trip. We went to the Serpentine Gallery, we went to a bunch of other places, but we also went to the Saatchi Gallery. It's just kind of a nice thing to do with your students, when you can be like, yeah, here's this amazing Batinsky show upstairs, and hey, check out little old me, I've got some photos down here too. And it just feels like a nice thing to sort of acknowledge to students, like, you're not just a teacher, you're with them, you're making work, you're trying to sort of find your way in the world of photography as well. So that was a really nice thing as well that happened. And the final thing to maximize on your exhibition is to enjoy it. You spent all that time making the work, deciding on what you're going to exhibit, framing the work, hanging the work. Some places you've got to invigilate, so you're standing around and sort of listening to people talk about your work and being like, eh. So when it's the private view night, have a great time. And the private view at the Saatchi Gallery was awesome. And it gave me an opportunity to like hang out and play with my wife, which is great because we never really do anything anymore. So to go out, have a couple of drinks, chat to some amazing artists, meet some really cool people. It was wonderful. So if you are planning to have an exhibition, heed my advice. Reach out to people, reach out to press, reach out to agents, reach out to clients, reach out to anyone you can think. But don't forget to have a great time, because you should enjoy this, okay? It is amazing and very privileged to be able to be a photographer, share your work and show your work. Well, I thought that was pretty good, didn't you? If you like some more of that, maybe in a one-to-one environment where you're not just passively consuming content, you can now have online tutorials with me. There's a link on the text somewhere on the video, and go to my website, sign up, cheap as chips.